Archangel. The rank of Archangel is held by only one angel in the biblical record. So this angel is the most prominent of all the holy angels. The name of the Archangel is Michael. This name poses a question: who is like God? The three great missions of Angel Michael. Archangel's first mission: defending the body of Moses. Michael is probably the most well-known angelic being mentioned in the Bible. We know Michael is an archangel. However, what does that specific role entail for him? What has he accomplished? What are his responsibilities? And how does he fit into the heavenly host that God has assembled? God has chosen to withhold a lot of information from us regarding the events leading up to Moses' passing. God gave him a glimpse of the promised land, even though it was impossible for him to set foot there. Moses gazed toward the promised land while perched on the peak of Nebo, which is part of a mountain range known as Pisgah. This peak is located in what is now the modern nation of Jordan. Moses was not allowed into the promised land because he had disobeyed God. Jude 9 describes an occasion when Michael the archangel was at odds with the devil over the body of Moses. It would appear that there was a dispute regarding the body of Moses, and Jude indicates that Michael the archangel triumphed in this conflict by appealing to the authority of the Lord, saying, "The Lord rebuke you," in response to the other party. But it is not entirely clear why Michael fought Satan over the body of Moses in the first place. Some people believe that the devil intended to use the body of Moses as an object of worship to tempt Israel into engaging in idolatry. Archangel's second mission: fighting the Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia is only mentioned in Daniel 10, a highly apocalyptic and therefore at least partially symbolic section of the book of Daniel. The Prince of Persia is most likely a reference to a wicked spiritual being who ruled over Persia in ancient times. The prophet Daniel had obtained a troubling vision concerning a great war. He went into a 3-week period of mourning, fasting, and prayer. God sent a heavenly messenger to explain the vision in response to Daniel's prayer. Daniel chapter 10 verses 10 through 14. Then behold, a hand touched me and shook me on my hands and knees. And he said to me, "Daniel, you who are treasured, understand the words that I am about to tell you, and stand at your place, for I have now been sent to you." And when he had spoken this word to me, I stood up trembling. Then he said to me, "Do not be afraid, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart on understanding this, and on humbling yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to your words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia was standing in my way for 21 days. Then behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I had been left there with the kings of Persia. Now I have come to explain to you what will happen to your people in the latter days, because the vision pertains to the days still future." Here we are given discernment into the warfare in the spiritual realm. Daniel had been praying and fasting for 3 weeks, and the angel had been sent from the first day in response. However, the angel had been delayed by a figure called the Prince of the Kingdom of Persia, who opposed him for 21 days, for the entire period during which Daniel had been fasting and praying. In fact, the demonic Prince of Persia wielded such incredible power that Michael, one of the chief princes, was dispatched to his aid. In Jude 9, we learn that Michael is an archangel. The angel was able to reach Daniel due to his strength. And an angel clarifies how the Jews' final days will unfold in Daniel's final vision. Michael, the great prince who stands guard over the sons of your people, will appear at this time. The angel also refers to Michael as Daniel's prince. The Bible doesn't say what standing guard entails, but it's very clear that Michael has special responsibilities for Israel. In his role as a fighter, Michael has a particular responsibility to Israel. In Daniel chapter 10 verse 21 and Daniel chapter 12 verse 1, he is said to be the prince of that nation. As we read ancient and modern history, I believe we see the hand of Michael defending Israel. Despite his great power, Michael remains completely submissive to the Lord. Jude chapter 1 verse 9 demonstrates his reliance on the Lord's power. The righteous angels are ranked and submit to authority. Considering Michael the Archangel's strength, his submission to God is all the more beautiful. The term Archangel means highest rank angel. Most angels in the Bible are depicted as messengers, but Michael is described as contending, fighting, or standing against evil spirits and principalities in all three books. Despite his anguish and weakness, the angel strengthened Daniel to receive the revelation that follows in chapters 11 and 12. But there was more angelic conflict to come. The angel had to return immediately to fight the Prince of Persia. Then he informed Daniel that the Prince of Greece would be arriving. This implies that Satan's demons are constantly at odds with God's kingdom and servants. You must be prepared to fight in the spiritual realm, where you cannot see the battle. Archangel's third mission: the war in heaven. War breaks out in heaven with Michael and his angels on one side, and the dragon and his angels on the other. This is in the middle of the tribulation. Revelation chapter 12 verses 7 through 9. And there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels waged war, and they did not prevail. And there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old who was called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. The dragon is so totally defeated that he loses his position, and he and his minions are cast down to the earth. This is not his final fate, however. The heavens can rejoice over the dragon's departure, but it is terrible news for the earth and the sea. The devil knows his time is short, and he has resolved to pour out his outrage as widely as possible. Satan is not presently in hell, though he is certainly headed there. Michael and the forces of heaven defeat the dragon, Satan, and the devil is hurled to the earth. There, enraged, Satan went off to wage war against those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Jesus. Revelation chapter 12 verse 17. So the dragon was enraged with a woman and went off to make war with the rest of her children, who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. It is necessary, and no one enjoys it, but confrontation is something that needs to be done in order to correct, purify, and unify the community.